Hey guys, GameBoy3800 here once again, and this is going to be a different kind of video. I just have the AI driving around Trial Mountain, just to have some kind of background thing. If anyone has been keeping up with recent tech lately, or at least kept up with my channel, you know that I love computers. I like to build them as a hobby and sometimes to resell them. And I do whole build logs, sometimes I benchmark them and stuff. AMD has recently shook up the entire marketplace by announcing the Ryzen 3, 5, and 7 lineup. I have a Ryzen 7 1800X in my new mini computer I dubbed Project Pulsar. It is an amazing chip and I love it, and it's going to be awesome forever. Intel has been shaking in their boots, it seems, because at Computex they had like a lot of demos featuring up to their 12-core new chip of the i9 or i7 or whatever they call it nowadays. And you know, it seems pretty cool. It's crushing benchmarks. But when AMD announced Ryzen Threadripper I'm not going to say some time ago, it wasn't too long ago, up to 16 cores and 32 threads with 64 PCIe lanes. That seems to have gotten Intel scared, because it seems like they pulled out the i9 series very haphazardly. Like, they don't even know prices, they don't know TDPs, they don't know launch dates, they don't know anything. They have 4 brand new chips with a brand new name, and they have no idea what they really are. I mean, I know what they are. I know that they're just cut down Xeons, like even further than Xeons already are. And they are selling them for extremely high prices for no reason. Because the real reason I'm even making this video is because it is rumored that the top dog of AMD's Threadripper, I don't know what it's called yet, it's only going to be about $850 to $900, which is almost $1,000 less than the Intel 16-core chip. Now they do have an 18-core chip that is rumored to be coming out for $2,000, so you know, if you hate money and must have an Intel badge in your computer, then, you know, go and get that. Otherwise, stay away. Be sensible. Get an AMD Ryzen chip for much less money. And, yeah. If the rumors for the $850 top dog Threadripper thing are true, and it seems like a lot of AMD rumors lately have been spot on, especially with the Ryzen 5 lineup. Everyone was rumoring, like, you know, rumors were popping up of their performance and pricing, and a lot of them came out to be true. Performance seems to be like a 1800X with some speed dropped and cores chopped, and hey, that's what it is. 1600X is an 1800 with a few cores disabled. And seeing how Threadripper is basically going to be two 1800Xs strapped to each other into a huge mega socket, you can maybe see why they're affordable. Well, quote affordable, it's still $800, but when you compare it to the $1,800 Intel offerings, yeah, you can kind of see where it doesn't make sense. And I may build a new main system with the top dog AMD Threadripper, only really to give AMD the market share they deserve. The more chips they sell, the higher market value they get, and the more competition that the general consumer market will get. Competition is good. It makes prices competitive, it makes companies innovate more. It's a great thing all around. Nothing bad comes of it. So yeah, that's my little thing. Linus Tech Tips did a great rant on the X299 thing. I think it is completely stupid. I suppose now it's my turn to do a small rant. Kabylake-x, it makes no sense. The fact that they even have an i5 on it makes zero sense. The only way it could possibly make sense is if they want to go to an all-in-one socket system like the AM4 platform is. Because AM4 is for all the CPUs and APUs. If you remember before, with AM3 Plus and FM2 and FM2 Plus, the FM series was for APUs and the AM series was only for CPUs. Now, they've fixed it. Everything's on one system, with the new high-end desktop platform being for true enthusiasts and those who need and want the performance. What is the AI doing there? So yeah. Why there is a quad core with no hyperthreading, it's basically an i5 7600K strapped to the 2066 socket with nothing changed other than consuming more power and doing a little bit higher clock speeds. Same thing for the i7. 4 cores, 8 threads, nothing else changed except for more power and tiny bit of clock speed. Yes, I've seen that it can hit 7.7 gigahertz on liquid nitrogen, but that's not really that impressive considering how easy it was to hit 5 gigahertz on Kaby Lake and even hit that same speed or around that same speed before. So the fact that it hit 7 gigahertz plus is no surprise on LN2. What is a surprise is why doesn't it have quad channel memory support? Why doesn't it have more PCIe lanes? And why don't all the chips have hyperthreading by default? It makes no sense. Why would Intel release something for their quote high-end desktop platform? Like I said a minute ago, it only makes sense if they're planning to go to an all-in-one socket solution. So like if 8th generation is only X299, that could make sense. Like everything is on X299, but then, well, motherboard pricing is going to be stupid and weird if that's going to be the case. It's going to be even more weird than if you try to put a CPU that only supports dual channel memory and only has 16 PCIe lanes on a onto a board with quad channel memory support, and all the PCIe lanes are 16x, so you can only feasibly use 2 of them for multi-GPU use. Even less if you want to have an NVMe SSD. My god, Intel, you're stupid. X299 isn't going to be cheap either. If there's anything like X99 boards, the cheapest you'll get is about $170. And because all these things have so many new features, quote unquote, like Linus said that some boards are like not even having Thunderbolt 3 because they didn't have the time, because Intel rushed the 299 platform so quickly that, you know, a lot of NVMe support, like their new VROC or VROC system, it's just stupid. It's going to be overpriced, it's going to be underperforming for their money, and AMD's Threadripper is going to wipe the floor with them in price performance. Like Intel may have the quote top dog CPU because it's got a couple more cores, but it also costs more than double as much. Do you really want to pay double as much just to get it? Just to have the quote crown? I guess my final point will be that they have neutered the i7s. Like all the i7s can get up to now is 28 PCIe lanes. Like even the 8 core, I believe, is now only 28 PCIe lanes. Like before, you could get a 5930K or a 4930K, 6 cores. It would be awesome. And you'd get the 44 PCIe lanes. Like it would be a slightly cheaper Extreme Edition. So everyone would get that. But now, if you want to have like all the NVMe support and multi-GPU support, you need to spend $1,000 for the i9. $1,000 versus $600 that you would spend for a 5930K. It's, or I guess, what would it be, 6850K that had the 44 lanes? I believe so, yep. That's still about $600. Pay $400 more for the same number of PCIe lanes versus, I haven't even mentioned this yet really, AMD Threadripper, every chip will have 64 PCIe lanes, allowing for unrestricted two-way graphics card setups. Like before, you need to have like 8x, 8x, or 16x, and then 8x. Nope, with 64 lanes, you have enough room to have, I believe, even up to 3 16x full slots. Wow. Now, the only downside I've heard of Ryzen Threadripper is that the boards may be really expensive, like $300 and up. That is a price I'm willing to pay if they have that many lanes to play with, and it seems like have most of the same NVMe support. So yeah, if you had to ask me, I would say AMD has this generation of processors hands down. Intel may have the most power hungry and powerful, right? At least announced at the moment. We don't know the power draw of Ryzen Threadripper yet. But in price to performance, this is the best AMD has ever been. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and finish up this lap here, and that'll be it. If you guys enjoyed today's video, then please go ahead and leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course don't forget to subscribe as well. Thanks, Game Bear. I'll see you in the future.